Indy City with the Willis Tower. And here are the 5 for the Raptors. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Red Van Vliet out there with Lowry. And it's Boucher in at the 5. And for Chicago, White and Levine team up in the backcourt. Daniel Tice out there with Williams. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 spot. Now here's Van Vliet. Passes it to Anunoby. Siakam kicks to Lowry. A three-pointer is right on target. And this should be a fun one because of the pace these two teams play outdoors. It's all about up-tempo basketball.
Kev, I'll be surprised if the shot clock gets below 10 even once tonight. That's how fast both of these teams play. And consider this. In the NBA, across the entire 30 teams, your best field goal percentage always comes in the first 8 seconds of the shot clock. This should be tremendous.
And stolen by White. And here comes White, leading the fast break. Shoots over Anunoby. Rebound by the Raptors. Siakam passes to Van Vliet. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Three-pointer, Lowry. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Listen, this guy's so dangerous from beyond the arc. Kyle Lowry has always been a knockdown three-point shooter.
Here's Levine. And Levine with the slam.
Well, multiple-time winner of the slam dunk contest, Levine has got a creative streak.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. The drive by Siakam. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Vucevic. Markkanen comes in for Daniel Tice. Valentine's checked in for Williams. And Satoransky's subbed in for Kobe White.
I mean, the improvement that we've seen from Siakam, it's like nothing else I've ever seen. He's a huge reason for the success of this Raptors team.
Greg, in 2 short years, this guy triples his output from the floor. He goes from a guy who was getting spot minutes, couldn't really get into the rotation, to an all-star. The transition game, his ability to use that speed, and then his approach, the work habits, both of those 2 things have been critical to his growth. Well, don't underestimate the in-between game of Rodney Hood. This guy can make shots from just about anywhere.
And so it's Toronto heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We come back right after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Here's Satoransky, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at the Bulls, Valentine and Markkanen, your small and power forwards. Satoransky there with Garrett Temple, and it's Young in at the center, locking down the middle. And here are the Raptors now. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Yeah, there's an awareness that's required to be a good passer, and Kyle Lowry, he has it.
And with Kyle Lowry, the assist numbers don't jump off the page at you, but he has fantastic vision, and his decision-making is also elite.
Greg, for me, what stands out about Kyle Lowry is his willingness to adjust his game based on what his team needs. There's been times in his career where he's been a go-to scorer, and his three-point shooting can be infectious to his team. That toughness on the drive really strikes you. But there's also been times where he takes a back seat to scoring and says, all right, time to get my guys involved. He can do either. Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
And the pass to Birch. 43 seconds left now here in the second. Trent gets the bucket.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Here's Temple. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Kicks it to Valentine. This one for three. Birch grabs the board. Toronto leading by 9. And it's Hood in the corner. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Quick trigger from Rodney Hood. He takes no time getting the shot off after the catch.
Now Satoransky. Down low. Here's Markkanen. The layup off target.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
And so it's Toronto enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their defense has been terrific. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to... It's Toronto with the advantage at the half. They are leading by 12. Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto? And that'll...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. One of the stories here, Kyle Lowry getting it done today.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, he knows they're coming for him, but he's accustomed to that kind of attention, and he's quite comfortable dealing with it.
So for Toronto right now, Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Fred VanVleet out there with Lowry, and it's Boucher in at the center. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Bulls have a new front office, branching out from the Nuggets Brain Trust with new team president, giving Denver success identifying and developing young talent. With a win percentage that's climbed year after year, there is at least some optimism that the Bulls will be able to build a similar and sustainable winning program. Guys?
Wouldn't that be a story? Thank you, David. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. White, good.
Now, Zach LaVine is a solid passer. This guy entered the league as a point guard, puts it on the money there.
LaVine against VanVleet. And he converts the layup.
So important as a point guard in a pick-and-roll play to understand when it's your turn to score it. Fred VanVleet does just that.
Outside, White. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. It's blocked. And here we go. Fast break. VanVleet's got it. Makes it off the glass. VanVleet's got his second basket of the night.
Well, just high-quality transition opportunity right there from Fred VanVleet. This guy is so reliable to make the plays necessary in transition.
And now Siakam pushing it up and no one back to stop him.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
And so it's Toronto up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've got... How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Wright and Levine team up in the backcourt. Williams is out there with Aminu, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot, and You know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Toronto.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seems.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Fred VanVleet.
Boy, forget about his stats for a second, right? What impressed me most was his stamina. It seemed like he was involved in every play. And with that kind of activity, I don't know how you don't wear down.
6 on the shot clock. Here's White. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist.
And what body control. Even when White gets bodied up, he sticks with his shot.
VanVleet with it. Now defended by Levine. Pass to Trent. 30 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Anunoby passes to Birch. Over Levine. The shot by Birch, no good. And so Levine will bring it up now for the Chicago Bulls. 15-point game.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And that one falls for White. And both free throws good for White. Guys, they have a really solid lead at this point.
Definitely, and they haven't faced much resistance.
Here's Bembry. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Doris